Okay, we're going to look at question 3. It's a quadratic sequence question from November 2021, the November paper 1. So here we go. They give you this quadratic sequence and they tell you it's quadratic. So you know the first thing you should do is make the triangle. And what you do is you subtract, get the first differences first. You subtract T2 minus T1, right minus left. You go minus 122 minus 145. So that's plus. And you get 23, and then you go minus 101 plus, because you're minusing 122, you get 21. Those are your first differences. Now you might see it goes 23, 21, it's going to go 19, 17, like that as you go on, because it's going down 2. If we subtract the first differences, 21 minus 23, we get negative 2. That's our second difference, and it goes constant. That's what makes it a quadratic sequence. Now there's this thing you just memorize, and it gives you the formula. You would memorize to take the value 2a, and a is the coefficient. We're going to get negative 1 there. If we let 2a equal negative 2, divide by 2, look at that. We get minus 1, the coefficient of the quadratic term. Now you have to learn that you go 3a plus b equals 23. We know a is minus 1, so 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. We add it to 23 and we get 26. So 26 has to go in front of n. B is 26. The last thing we do is we always go a plus b plus c, and we let it equal this first term of the sequence. And we just solve it. Well, a is minus 1, b is 26, a is minus 1, b is 26, and we solve for c. Minus 25, we are going to, oh, sorry, not minus 25. 25 minus 1 is positive 25. We're going to take away 25 from minus 145, and that's why c is a minus 170. Well, there we go. We've got the general term of the number pattern. Well, what is the fourth term going to be? Well, we know if it goes up by up by 23, then it goes up by 21. We must go minus 101, and then we must add 19. The next one, the next difference is going to be 19, and that's how we get minus 82. That's our answer. Okay, let's try the next question here. All right, the next question is, and we don't want to look at all this stuff right now, just the next question is, between which two terms of the quadratic pattern will there be a difference of minus 121? Well, they're talking about the first differences. We need the term between the first and second term makes a difference of 23, between the first and second. Between the second and third term makes a 21. Well, which term is going to make a difference of minus 21? Well, all we need is the formula for these first differences. Now, if you're good at coming up with equations, 23, 21, 19, you know that it's going down by 2, so it has to be minus 2n. And if you're really good, you know that the first term, before the first term is called T0. If you just add that number, which is 25, there's your equation. You can put it into the formula a plus n minus 1 times d. That'd be fine. You'll get 25 minus 2n. Well, we want the n that's going to make minus 121. So we put minus 121 there. We take away 25 from minus 121. We divide by negative 2, and there we get the answer. It's got to be between the 73rd and the 74th to make this minus 121 difference. Just like between the first and the second makes the first difference. And that's it. Okay, what value must be added to make this a number pattern, the value of the maximum term to be 1? Well, first we got to figure out what's the maximum term. Well, this is like a quadratic, this is like a parabola, and it's like an unhappy parabola. We want to find the maximum. Well, one way of doing it is minus b over 2a. The minus of 26 over 2 times minus 1, x is 13, will give me the maximum value. Let's see what that maximum value is. Well, you put in 13, and minus 170, put it in your calculator, and it tells you minus 1's the maximum. Well, what would we have to do to minus 1 to turn it to be a maximum of 1? Well, the answer is you'd have to add 2 to make a maximum of 1. You'd add 2. That happens right at this axis of symmetry, minus b over 2a. Hey, there's another way of doing it. What you can do is pretend this is a parabola and take the derivative and then make the derivative 0, because maximums happen when the gradient is 0. So minus 2n plus 26, you just add 2n, divide by 2, and it's 13. Hey, we got the right answer. 13 makes a maximum of minus 1. What are we going to do to make the maximum 1? We're going to add 2. And that's it. That's how it works. And there you go. All done.